Hello, hello. This is Team Sobas from the 2024 ICBC Hackathon. I am Ofek. Please, everyone, introduce yourselves.
I'm Allison.
I'm Bella.
And I'm Sadaf.
Okay, and we did the call center analysis problem. Let's start.
Okay, the business problem is with the claims injury department. So a bit of background about the business problem is that currently the managers from the claims injury department are currently having to review a large database of call recordings. And as you can see from this screenshot here, their current software does not provide them any detailed information about the calls. So them having to go through the calls is super time consuming, and they want to simplify this process by turning their attention towards calls that require their attention or need to be escalated.
So this is the landing page of the solution that we developed. It contains a list of calls, and a user can see the information of a call, such as representative name, customer name, summary of a call, and most importantly, whether a call has been flagged or not. This way, a manager can easily tell which calls need more attention. And we also have a feature to filter out calls based on a specific criteria, such as representative name, customer name, and whether a call has been flagged or not. And the user can click on each call and then go into the details of it.
Clicking on each row on the landing page would take the user to the details page. On this page, the user can see basic information about the call, like sentimental analysis and the summary of the call. The managers can also mark whether or not the call has been reviewed, and then they can also click on the expand button to see a full transcript of the call.
So we also provide for transcription on the details page. When the audio file is played, the transcript will be highlighted accordingly. And we can also jump into any part you want in the conversation. And if there is any negative tone or negative emotion in the conversation, we will flag it to be read so that the user could easily notice the negative part.
Okay, now we're going to jump into a demo of the application. So this is the landing page of the application. As you see, we have the table with the calls in it. Each one has the representative name, customer name, a summary of the call, which you can click on, and then get a text box showing 2 to 3 sentences of what the call is about, the date the call took place, the length of it, whether it was flagged or not, the link to show details, which we'll go to in a moment, and whether or not it was reviewed or not by a manager. We have the filters mentioned. So for example, if you want to check all calls where the representative was Bobby, we can search for that and get those calls. If you want to see only the flagged calls, we can also do that and see only the flagged calls. Now, flagged means anything that had negative sentiment detected in it. Now, going into show details takes us to this details page. So again, we have the basic information, names of the representative and the customer, length, the number of flags as detected by the sentiment analysis. We have this mark as reviewed, mark as needs review button, which the manager will be able to use for marking the call as having been reviewed. We have the expand transcript button, which shows a full transcript of the conversation. Anything in red was flagged as negative by the analysis. Now, if you just watch this and listen.
Hi, may I speak to Emily, please?
Yep, this is Emily.
We can follow along the transcript with the yellow highlighting as it plays along. And you can also go and click anywhere that you want. So for example, we want to go to this red sentence and review it. you can go click on it, then play the audio.
I've been paying for it out of pocket the last 2 months, and I'm not feeling any better.
Okay.
And then listen only to the areas of interest. This would save time for the managers when they need to review calls for auditing, and therefore be a bit more beneficial to the business, saving them time so they don't have to listen to an entire conversation that can last sometimes over an hour, and instead only look at areas of interest to them. Okay, now this is the end of the demo. We'll jump back to a few last slides. Okay. So some future improvements and enhancements we have in mind. If time would have permitted for the hackathon, some other features we would have liked to implement are differentiating in the transcript of the conversation between the agent and the customer so that it's easier to follow and figure out who said what. Also add the ability to filter out by reviewed or needs review status, because we don't have that yet. And also some security practices to protect the privacy of customer information, log from managers who accesses the data, or maybe mask out some customer data and hide some names or addresses or any sort of revealing information from the user, depending on their access level. Okay.
Okay, just to talk about briefly some of the technologies we used. So our main technologies that we used were React for the front end and Python and Azure Speech and Language Services for the back end. This mostly comprised of the conversation transcription and the sentiment analysis. And
And
yeah,